Hello and welcome to Entitled. I'm Bernie Espinosa, and along with my
David Bellinger, how are
co-host,
you?
Mr. Bellinger. Entitled is all about talking to real estate entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and practitioners in the real estate space. And today we're super excited because we have Alicia Berruti, who's the Director of Sales Enablement for liveinhere, which is, in my 22 years in the business, probably the most exciting
100%.
platform I've seen for that share. It's really almost kind of interesting to describe because it shares space with the consumer and provides the agent a value add to them. And so very excited about having Alicia with us today.
Yeah. To me, it's once you see it, you understand it, you're like, why haven't we had this?
And I think today will be fun just to talk to Alicia about the origin of it, really how it impacts and what it's currently doing, and getting her perspective on the space itself and like why the product is of relevance.
And where it's going.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Alicia,
Excited.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah, welcome to Entitled. It's kind of our fun little name
Look,
for.
she's wearing blue.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Blue's the
great.
color today.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I just planned well.
You didn't get the memo.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Alicia, thanks for joining us. We're very excited about liveinhere, and recently launched, and I think it would just be awesome to hear your background in terms of your engagement involvement with the launch of liveinhere, and then share with us, for our agent audience, like, what is liveinhere and why is it important? Why does it matter?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with a little bit of the background. I have been in the real estate technology space for over a decade now. What's wild is that I came into real estate technology from massage therapy.
Wow.
Wow.
It ties right in. What are you talking about?
Right? So I had been a
things we
licensed
learn.
massage therapist for 13 years and, made a career switch and ended up at a company called Bomb doing client support, like tech support.
Not a big company or anything.
And after just a couple months in support, I got moved into sales because they were like, wow, this girl can sell. And, just kind of grew in my career there over many years, but eventually ended up as the national speaker and, did that for a handful of years. What is fun about this product for me is that I actually saw this product when it was in a tech incubator about 5 years ago.
That's awesome.
And the moment that I saw it, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in real estate. And I had actually connected with the person who created it in his head, Dustin Gray. He's brilliant. And flash forward to about 3 years later, 2 years ago, Dustin reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in launching liveinhere. And I jumped on it because, like you said, I have not seen anything else like this in real estate. It's so powerful. So that's how I ended up getting to be director of engagement to launch this product, was from my previous career as a speaker and getting to connect with the founder of the technology, and then him getting me introduced to the right people. But the second part of your question, I think the easiest way to make a quick description on liveinhere is that it's more like my chart or a healthcare hub than it is like anything you've seen in real estate.
Yep.
And I think that's what's so powerful about it, is because most tools in the real estate space are for real estate agents, and we give them all sorts of tools for marketing better. But marketing doesn't really provide the same kind of value for a homeowner that liveinhere does, because with liveinhere, agents get to give every single homeowner they know and meet their own personal hub to manage their largest asset. And that is something that we've been missing in real estate.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, obviously, we've had multiple demos. We've gone through a huge release, right, that you did at the Tom Ferry event. And what I like about it, too, is it's a different way for the agent to connect with their clients. We all talk about that all the time, different CRMs, different this, different that. But this is a really different, in my mind, from what I see, way, because it's not as in your face I'm your realtor, sell your house right now. It is literally a connection with their clients that you start and you keep.
Yeah. Which is what every agent wants, right?
Yeah.
Like we know agents say this at the closing table all the time. This isn't the end of our relationship. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Well, and
But
I
then what does that relationship look like?
right.
It looks
Yeah.
like baseball calendars, right? So,
So true.
It's so true. Well, and I think to your point and to David's point that it's a way to stay in touch, but you're actually giving the homeowner something of value,
Value.
something that I have a desire to be in. And not because I got it from an agent, but because the agent gave me something that's helping me with home management. And it's touching on all the pillars. It's touching on my wealth building. It's touching on maintenance. It's touching on opportunity, right? So, that to me has been pretty revolutionary, evolutionary in terms of a resource that an agent can provide a homeowner that's actually really from them. I mean, a lot of times you have turning on the utilities or these other little various platforms, but this is a true place that a consumer can live in. No pun intended.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. Yes.
yeah, Bernie.
I get a gold star. But it's and I think that's very unique. I mean, we've had a chance to have our own dashboards in terms of being able to kick the tires and what it and by the way, my cohort here is a master of kicking tires. That's his favorite thing to do with any technology is to break it. And
Yeah.
when David Bellinger likes it, I'm
Yeah.
just like, holy cow, I can't even believe it. But
Yeah.
but it really is such a powerful resource, and for us to get to experience it from what a consumer would experience, I think it was super valuable and important in terms of how you launched it and demoed it, and we're training everybody on it too. So
If you think about, most consumers, right? I'm not unique. I'm not an agent. I've, been training, coaching, educating agents for a long time, but at the end of the day, I'm just a homeowner. Okay. I'm a single mom. I only have one teenager left at home now, but most of last several years, I had three teenagers and two dogs in my house. And the burdens of home ownership, of trying to remember things like changing my hair filter and staying on top of that stuff. Like as a homeowner, I think Live in Here is such a value because it's helping me stay more organized. It's helping me stay on top of things that normally could not be further from my mind. I just shared this on a session with some agents just right before I jumped on here, but I've been a homeowner for 22 years. This house that I'm in right now, this is the third house I've owned. I never knew you were supposed to drain your hot water heater on a regular basis to
Most
extend
people
its life.
don't. Most people don't.
I didn't know that. That's what I've learned today, right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So
So drain
Right,
hot
but
water
then,
heater
you get
tonight.
this maintenance reminder from Live in Here telling you that draining your hot water heater on a regular basis can remove sediment and it can extend the life of your hot water heater 3 to 5 years. How did I not know this? My hub told me though.
that's awesome.
Let me give you a real life example of this. So when we set up our original demos, it's been like a month now, I think.
Yeah.
So we set it up under our personal email so we would get it just like a consumer. I didn't tell my wife that I did that, right? So, and for any of you that know me, Bernie definitely knows, I like to do stuff myself. I work on my own house. I do everything on my own, right? Well, my wife, Billy, the other night, she goes, hey, what did she bring up? I think it might have been the hot water heater. Why haven't you been draining our hot water heater? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, we got an email. She has no idea I signed up for this system. It just comes in, right? And I said, well, I do that. You just don't know. But again, that's someone
it
who's
triggered
been
Billy.
married. Exactly.
Yeah,
It triggered
that's
her.
awesome.
She's been married to me forever. I think we're 23 years, been in the business this long. So she read it as a consumer and was concerned by it or needs to be addressed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I mean, on the consumer side, it's really very different and very unique and worthwhile. And it's, it doesn't cost the consumer anything provided they get access to it from a realtor. But let's talk a little bit about the realtor side of
Yes.
things. And, talk a little bit, Alicia, about some of the statistics for the agent consumer relationship, how that's kind of driven Live in Here. And then maybe even, I know it's early, but maybe you can even share some of the success stories that the platform's already generated in the community.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think the big statistic that we talk about with Live in Here is the 1 in 5, because it's accurate. Every year NAR gives us the stat on how many homeowners are working with their same agents again. And there's minor variances in this number, but overarching what we see year after year is that less than 20% of homeowners will ever use their same agent twice. And that's a tragedy
It really is.
because agents spend a lot of money capturing a client, right? It takes 5 times more money to win new business than it does to maintain the business that you have, right? If you think about most of the leads floating out in the market, yeah, you've got some first-time home buyers, but most of the leads out in the market that companies are charging agents for is someone else's client that just didn't do a great job of nurturing that relationship.
Right.
So from the agent standpoint, we're really helping them. I'll use the verbiage that Tom Ferry used at Success Summit, right? We're helping our agents build a moat around their
Yes.
business so that the contacts that they've already created that relationship with, the people that they've already established the relationship with, don't become another agent's lead,
Right. Yeah.
right? We're just giving them like a hedge around their business. And if you think about most agents' databases, like we all
I
know,
Or
know.
lack
Or lack of,
thereof.
or
yeah.
lack,
Let's just
right?
be
But
real. Their
we all
database is their phone.
exactly. But
Yeah.
if you think about that, right? Like I, as a consumer, there are a lot of real estate agents that have me in their CRM. But that's me and lots of agents' CRMs. Whereas with Live in Here, once you get them into a hub, that's yours, right? They're not going to have 5 hubs from 5 different agents. They're going to have that first hub that they claim, and they're going to manage their house with it. So, from an agent standpoint, it's a huge value because you really are getting to hedge those relationships with a certain amount of security and barrier. But then deeper than that, the volume of data that we're able to give an agent. So if you think about a CRM, pretty much most of the data that an agent is getting in their CRM is about past transactions or lead source, right? Where did this person come in, right? When did the deal close? All of that. With Live in Here, we're actually able to give them deep insight into their homeowners' property positions. So we're able to surface all sorts of data based on publicly available data to help an agent see what's actually happening in their contacts at a homeowner property position right now. So, yeah, if you helped a client in your database, buy their house a couple years ago, you probably have information like how much they paid for it, and you might know what their interest rate was.
Right.
But if you didn't actually do a deal with them, you're not going to have any of that insight, right? If they're
Right.
just
Right.
someone that you met that you brought into your CRM, you don't know anything about their house. But with Live in Here, we're giving you that property data.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. I'm saying yes, absolutely. The connection to the data is pretty impressive. It's I visualize a waterfall. There's all these components to it, and as the waterfall trickles down, it hits all these great little milestones along the way, and it's a beauty to see.
Yeah. Well, and we're able to help our agents focus their attention
Right.
on people that are actually in the best decision to make a buying or selling decision.
Absolutely.
So we rank their contacts with propensity to sell scoring, but even deeper than that, when we're able to marry the property data, right? Like what year they bought the house, what their mortgage balance is, their interest rate, their appreciation percentage. When we're able to marry that data with the activity that a homeowner is actually doing in the hub, like how often they're checking their value and equity. Are they going and viewing houses from the agent's website from inside the hub? Are they clicking on resources in the knowledge base, like the 10 things every homeowner should do before they list their house, right? Because we've got all this property data for you showing you like this person is in a strong
Mm,
position to sell this house. Oh, and also, by the way, they're doing all of these things that are pointing towards that they might be thinking about that as well.
yeah.
So we just give you so much data and help you focus your attention on the people that should be having your attention.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm an agent listening right now, I probably stopped listening right when you said propensity to transact.
Yeah, that's my
I
favorite.
mean, I feel like, what did you say again? Can you repeat that? But I think that that in and of itself, the richness and the robustness of the data, and that it's very logically linked, creates a very simple way for an agent to know what they're doing, right? I mean, when you look at the interface and see that propensity score, and I say propensity to transact because yes, I know, taking listings is leverage, but I also think that a lot of agents need to learn how to really rediscover buying people too. So a propensity to transact could be that they're selling or buying, but that is such a key piece to this platform, I think, for any practicing agent that's taking their business seriously. Like, you want to help the people that are of interest, and you can see the levels at which they're engaging. Propensity to have a resource that provides you an estimate on a propensity to transact. I mean, I'll go get my license right now. Like,
Well, and even one notch further, to
right?
find
I
that
mean,
score on your database,
yeah.
right? There's other systems out there that have claimed, hey, the next likely to sell, this and that, but it's always just for a general area, where this is, there's nothing
David
else that will do
Bellinger
it for your
ranks
database.
at 49.
And why would I not want to be more concerned with my database
Yeah.
than Joe down the street? It's not that I don't want Joe's listing, but I want to make sure my database, so I can get rid of that, that 80% of people that won't use me again.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
What are you
Yeah.
seeing, Alicia, in the test markets or in the early launches with the consumer engagement? And then what are some of the activities that you're seeing agents take, the good ones, right? I mean, obviously in the spectrum of all of us, like, there's going to be early adopters that actually do the work, and there's going to be people that don't. But what are you seeing in terms of best case scenarios early on right now with the platform?
This is where I have some fun, because I get so excited about all of the things that agents come back and tell us, like, oh, I'm doing this, or oh, I did this. So I think, the first part of your question from a consumer standpoint, our data shows us that consumers want the hub when they know what it is. So the agents that are being really intentional and educating their clients and, talking about it on social media, or doing YouTube videos about the burdens of home ownership. So we've got an agent who he's in the DFW area, and he did some YouTube content, just kind of talking. It's like a 4-minute video talking about home ownership. And it's great. He starts it out talking about how he had been in a house recently that looked like they had forgotten to change their air filter for a couple years, right? And
Ugh.
just kind of setting that up. And, he talks about the hub, and, says right in his video that this is a free gift for any of my YouTube followers. And he's just funneling people into hubs from
Genius.
YouTube,
Genius.
uh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have another agent who they serve a luxury market, and they send out their own published magazine. They send it to 8,000 doors every single month, 8,000 homeowners, and they put a full page ad for their homeowner hubs with the agent's QR code right in the magazine. So
Brilliant.
again, we've got magazine distribution, and anyone that scans the QR code on that page can claim a hub, and funneling them in that way. Um, I have a agent just recently. He actually reached out to the success team to tell them his success story because he was so excited. He had his QR code for his hubs on an open house, on his open house flyer. And someone came into the open house. This was their very first interaction. They had a conversation. He asked him if they were a homeowner. The guy said, yeah. So he offered him a hub, free gift for just stopping by our open house today, no pressure. Well, 2 months later, he was being invited to list a $2 million home for that homeowner that he had met at the open house
That's
Yes.
awesome.
because
That's
of
so
getting them in
awesome.
the hub. Right. So I have so many stories like that. There's even agents that, I've gone and peeked and, wanted to check in on them. There's one that I think of right off the top of my head, Sammy. And Sammy was so excited. And so I was really like bummed, because I could see, like, I was like, oh man, she didn't get very many people into hubs from her first round of invitations. And so I called her, and I was expecting to kind of have a tough conversation about, like, maybe you might need to be a little bit more intentional. If your clients aren't, opening the email invitations, it's not that they don't want the hub. It's probably that they just don't see the invite. So I was expecting to have a tough conversation when I checked in with her. And I called her and she was so excited because even though she hadn't gotten a large volume of her contacts into hubs on that first series of invites, she had gotten 3 CMA requests.
That's
Right. So
awesome.
it's not about the quantity.
Well, right. I mean, but also like any of these, platforms, what you want to generate engagement, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole win right there. It's like now with the engagement, there's an opportunity to create a relationship where you can nurture and nourish that, connection. So
We haven't talked about referral network service providers.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk
oh,
about that?
Yes.
yes.
Let's go.
Let's do it. That's actually a really powerful piece of this too.
It is. So the number one thing that homeowners say they want from an agent post-transaction is suggestions of who to work with in the local area when they need stuff done. That's the number one thing that consumers say that they want from an agent. Um, we do that for our agents right inside the platform. What's really cool about that home services piece for the homeowners is that we feature the agents network of favorite local service providers. So there's other tools. I'm not going to name anyone by name, but there's other tools that will give an agent can give a homeowner, a list of service providers, but usually that's like the company's network, right?
Right.
People give them money to be on the platform. What we do with Live in Here is we pull in the entire local service area into the platform so that all the agent has to do is search for their favorite people they want to recommend to their clients, mash the thumbs up recommended button, and every time their homeowners go into home services, they're going to see one cohesive list of all of their agents' recommendations in one easily accessible area. Some agents maybe don't have a great network, but the agents that have their strong network of local service providers, that's important and valuable to them and to their consumers. And, one of the questions that, we ask agents all the time is how do you share your network of your
Yeah.
service providers to your homeowners in a way that's easily accessible for them? Because as an educator, prior to living here, I've been telling agents for many years that sending out your list of recommendations to your homeowners is a valuable item of content. But if it's February when you send out your network of favorite local service provider list as a PDF to all of your clients, you send that in September, in February, and now it's September and it's 4 a.m. in the morning and my hot water heater is leaking, right? Am I really going into my inbox searching for an email from, months ago to try and find that list?
No.
Well, with Live in Here,
Yeah.
I just pop into my hub and right there I can see, oh, these are the 3 plumbers that my agent recommends.
Yeah.
So it's such a huge value, both from the agent standpoint, for them to be able to offer that, both for their network of service providers directly to the homeowners, but then for the homeowners to be able to access it instantly.
Well,
Well,
and let's take it even a step further. I mean, I still know agents that are sending out their vendor books,
yeah.
right? I mean, literally, it's a flip book, of all the different vendors. And let's not forget when you're putting something in print, or let's say it's a PDF I sent out in February, something changes on that.
Yeah.
Well, I got to send out an updated
A
list.
new one.
I got to print up new books. I got to get them out. Now it's live, it's real.
Yeah.
You can add to it, you can delete from it, whatever you need.
I love too the ease in which you can select your preferred
Yes.
vendors, right? I mean, going through that element, because let's just face it, nowadays the expectation is that the ease, the access, and the certainty, not just the results, right? Like a lot of people will build a mousetrap that has a great result, but they don't really think about how people are engaging with it, the time they have to spend clicking here or pressing there. It's mobile friendly. So I love that piece of it because when you demonstrate how to select a vendor, it was actually, I was really impressed by that because so many people don't make it that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and back to what you said too is they want it now.
They want it right now. Yeah.
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 Right now.
Well, and that's the other thing from a homeowner's perspective when you're talking about like instant gratification or I want this now.
Right.
The homeowner can request service from that service provider right in the hub.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, oh, I've got a list and now I gotta go call them, right? It's like they can just push a button right in the hub and send a request for service directly to that service provider. So it is that Give it to me now.
Right.
Love
Well,
it.
let's also talk a little bit about, because as we're kind of talking big picture about the platform, I want to make sure that people understand the privacy piece of it too, because we kind of keep flipping back and forth between the consumer and the agent. And just walk us through a little bit, Alicia, of how there's a lot of privacy in that. Like homeowners aren't having their agent watch them click around on their
Yeah.
hubs.
Correct. Well, I mean, technically the agent does get a lot of activity tracking on what homeowners are doing inside of their hubs, but that stays in that agent homeowner relationship.
Right.
So I think that's a first really important level of the security there is we are not selling or sharing consumer data with anyone, okay? The only person that can even see a homeowner's hub is the agent. Like I'll tell you, the admin tool that we use if an agent is having tech issues and I need to go look at the agent's account, I can look at an agent's account on the back end, but I can't see any of their homeowner data or
Yeah.
any of their homeowner hubs.
Yeah.
So
I think
that
that's
is
huge.
secure and protected for the agent, between the agent and that relationship. I think another layer there is that we offer the homeowner on the document storage level,
Yes.
right? We let a homeowner store anything they want inside of their hub, right? They could store their homeowner's insurance and their warranty and tax documents and receipts for major purchases in the house. But that's one of the things that we protect for a homeowner, that anything they've uploaded into the hub from a document storage area, their agent has no access to that whatsoever at all. So we're protecting the homeowner's data from, outside sources. We're not
Yeah.
selling or sharing it, right? With the service providers, again, we're not selling data to service providers. It's just who they reach out to. And then another layer of protection for the homeowners there is that they have the opportunity, they can store things in their hub that their agent can't see or have access to.
No, I think that's really important because I do think privacy, security, obviously in this day and age, is in a
Big.
virtual world, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
Real big.
it's a really big deal. Um, Share a little bit about like what is a typical path for agent implementation? Like what's the best way for an agent to really get started on something like this?
Yeah. Well, the number one best way for them to get started with this would be to talk to one of their title sales reps
Yeah.
under our
Great
umbrella.
Even
segue.
better, one of ours.
Yeah.
Um, but that's, we live in here. We, have our title sales reps all over the United States, lots of different companies that are connected under that umbrella. That generally that's how agents get introduced to this for the first time. But I host intro and Q&A sessions several times a week, that agents are always welcome to join, even if, you are not connected to our title companies in any way. We'd love to have you join. But I do Q&A sessions, those intro Q&A sessions 3 times a week right now, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, group format. You can jump on and learn more that way.
That's
We
awesome.
have lots of additional resources available in terms of like videos, consumer video on an agent's landing page that they can use to tell a homeowner more about the hub itself. But um, the way that most agents gain access to it is through our lovely title reps, but you can also go to live.inhere.com to learn more, and definitely join an information session to see a
Awesome.
full demo of the product.
We'll be hosting some more sessions with you too. We
Yeah.
had such great engagement and feedback from the session we just did, I think a week ago or however long ago that was. It was awesome. I mean, seriously, how do you always show up so like bright and sparkly? Because I feel like you're on back to back Zoom calls from like 7 in the
Hey.
morning to 8 o'clock at night. And you do such a wonderful job with this platform. I'm always so like, I was so happy to meet you at Summit because from every demo that you've done for us or every Zoom that you've done with us, I'm like, I love that girl. I love her.
I feel like she's hiding some Red Bull down below.
Yeah,
The
what do you got
camera's
going
not
on?
panned down
You
enough.
know, I don't drink Red Bull. I wish I could get my teenagers to stop drinking energy drinks, but I'm
Ooh.
always drinking coffee.
Oh, that's
Honestly,
awesome.
the real answer, Bernie, is that I get so much energy from like talking to agents, helping agents, my excitement about the product, like it's not fake excitement. I really
No, you're
do.
so
I love
passionate
the
about
product.
it.
It makes it easy for me to do my job because especially when I hear these success stories from agents, I'm like, awesome. This is another thing that I can teach more agents so that they can have more wins.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just it's really easy to be excited about the product for me because I see the wins that agents are having, and that gets me fired up.
That's awesome. I
Well,
remember when you were at Bomb Bomb. I swear I remember getting training videos from you when I was a subscriber.
You would have,
Yeah.
if you were a Bomb Bomb customer between the years of
Yep.
2017
yep,
to
that was us.
2023,
Yeah.
you saw my face probably every single
Yeah.
month.
You would hold up the little sign.
Yep, that's right.
Well, and I know we've said a lot, but I mean the product itself is amazing. We're having great feedback on it, but just to echo on what Bernie said, you're showing up right now for us, everybody on the team, the agents, and everything, and I can only imagine your schedule right
The
now,
demand.
especially after a Tom Ferry summit
Yeah.
with 5,000 people there release. You know what I mean? And the biggest real estate coach, in North America talking about it. So thank you for being there with living here.
Yeah. Well, and then I feel like done like high level little bits and pieces, a lot of fun nuggets regarding the platform. But Alicia, if you had the opportunity to say the three top things about Live in Here for the agent community, what are your top three, flashpoints?
Yeah. Number one, we're helping you bridge the gap between the buying and selling years with value, not more marketing. So that's the number one, right? Just bridging that gap. The second thing that I would say, the second nugget would say that a hub is not just for your past clients, it's for every single homeowner. So when you meet someone and you're having a conversation about the market and they say, like, oh, we're not selling anytime soon. Well, it used to be that's where the conversation ends. Because what do you say? Oh, I understand. Can I add you to my CRM for my mailing list? Come on. Right. But now for an agent, anytime that conversation gets shut down that way of oh, well, we're not selling our house ever. We have a 3% interest rate. That's where you get to say, oh, I'm so glad that you're happy in your house. Has anyone ever given you a hub to help you manage it like the asset that it is? Right. So that's the number two. And then the third thing I would say, the last nugget is that the data that you are missing out on is costing you business.
Ooh,
Yep.
those are three really powerful pieces for sure.
Yes.
And then, oh, I love that. I'm so glad this is an episode that's recorded so I can rewatch it.
I'm already thinking.
Like all of your Zooms, Alicia, I rewatch them.
Yeah.
And then let's talk a little bit about platforms, right? Like or the versions, right? You have a solo, you have a team, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So there is three options. An individual pro account is $199 for the entire year.
Bananas.
My favorite part of my job
That
is
might
when,
be number one.
sorry, what was that?
That might be number one.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, the best part is when I have done a full demo for like a brokerage or something like that, and everyone's like, all right, Alicia, tell us the price. People expect it to be $500 to $1,000 a
Thousands
month
of dollars, yeah.
when they see the
Easily.
platform. Okay. So $199 for the entire year for an individual pro account. We do have a team account option that's $999 for the year with a one-time setup fee of $500. That team account will give you up to 10 accounts under that umbrella. One of the main things that we do on that team account option, though, is that we actually white label your hubs for you, as well as we can do custom domain sending. So a white labeled hub would mean if you sign up on the team level, all of your homeowner hubs are going to have your team branding across the top, as well as all of your color and hex codes pulled into those hubs. So the hub now looks and feels exactly like your brand. Hubs are always branded to the agent with their contact card, but on the team account, you can have it fully white labeled, as well as we do custom domain sending. And then we do have an enterprise option available. I believe the enterprise option starts at it's just under 5 grand, so it's $4,999 for the year. But on the enterprise option, we can do a lot of customization as well as you have 50 accounts under that enterprise level. So we don't see a lot of enterprise, but we
Right.
would love to.
Not yet.
If you got a small brokerage and you want to light everyone up and have your hubs branded to your brokerage, you can do that.
You know, I mean, the 3 R's are so important to team leaders and brokerage owners, right? It's called recruitment, retention, and revenue. And to me, this is a platform that really feeds into that for anybody who's running a team or a brokerage, whether it's a small team or a large team. I mean, it's an investment. And I also think, I'm guessing, and you'll probably end up getting more feedback on this as the product has more time, is that people are going to have a cost savings because I think they'll be able to eliminate other subscriptions,
Oh, yes.
100%.
right?
Am I allowed to mention other technology companies on here that
Yeah.
people replace?
Yes.
I had an agent on a session just last week. She's a Tom Ferry coaching client. And she was on a session and she was so excited because she was like, well, this replaces Fellow and HomeBot. And she's like, I'm canceling both of those because this replaces them.
Yeah,
So Fellow's an expensive,
it is.
very expensive tool, but she was like, this does all of the things I was doing in those platforms for way less.
Yep.
Yeah, amazing. And then are we allowed to talk about if you're a Tom Ferry coaching client, what that entitles that individual to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tom Ferry has generously offered to pay for the first 18 months for his coaching clients as part of their coaching member benefit. Tom sees the value in the platform. He sees there's a massive opportunity for his coaching clients
Yeah.
to start hedging their
Yep.
businesses. So he's paying for your first 18 months as part of your coaching member benefit. So, if you want to take advantage of that, best way would be to join a session or talk to one of your
Your
awesome
title,
tech
sales
reps.
exec.
Exactly.
I love the waterfall because there's
Yeah.
lots of ways to connect through here and ultimately provides value for the homeowner and a really um, easy platform for an agent that generates real results and real relationships.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's definitely not one of those programs where, I'm gonna have to be on 50 training sessions and, different. I mean, it really is easy to understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hate the word set it and forget it
I know.
because there's so much data there that don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it really is. It's not a CRM. This is
No.
No.
not something they have to manage or move people to campaigns or, oh, that campaign's ending. I gotta decide what we're gonna set up for the next campaign. It doesn't do any of that. It's all automated, but automated to nurture in a really personal
Yeah.
way. And that's what makes it so special is that the agent gets to nurture their clients in a hyper personal way at scale.
I love it. I love it. Which that in and of itself is what's so incredibly um, evolutionary in our industry. There's so many platforms, and I always use the joke. I'm like, there's so many weapons of mass distraction in the real estate space,
Yeah.
and this one actually solves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Alicia, is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't really covered? I know it's been a fun conversation and probably a little more less formal than probably what you're normally used to, but we've really enjoyed having you. But I want to make sure that we cover some things that will help you as well. So
I mean, I don't think so. I think the only other thing that I would want to make sure that we really dial into is the land grab opportunity,
huge.
Yeah.
Love it.
right? And that's
Be
where,
first, be
the
fast.
agents first and fast, right? But the agents that get it, right, that just jump on it, they're the ones that are going to build these massive networks of homeowners under their management,
Yeah.
right? The agents that are like, well, I'm going to invite a couple people and see what they think of it.
Yeah.
And right, like it just turns into this one other thing I got to do. The agents that get this and are like, oh, I'm going now, like they have such an incredible opportunity to start building this actual business of actual homeowners. I'll leave you with this story. When we launched this in Ohio, I was in a brokerage live for an entire brokerage, and I didn't know, but sitting in that room was the #1 agent in Toledo, Ohio. And she came into the session kind of late, and she was kind of a little bit, sassy, right at the beginning. She was like, I've seen other things like this. What makes this any different? And I just kind of answered her question and then just kept on going. Okay. At the end of that hour-long session, she walked straight out of the room, signed up, grabbed her QR code for her landing pages, and put her QR code in the Toledo newspaper.
Nice.
That's
And
badass.
all of the
Yeah.
other agents in
Don't
her
tell
office, they were all
anybody either,
frustrated.
right?
They're like, she already gets all the business. Right?
Well,
But
she took massive
it's a
action.
land grab.
Yeah, massive action.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, this is really fantastic. I'm very excited about it. Like I said earlier, I'm like, maybe I'll go get licensed. I don't know, but
Yeah. And our team's very excited
our
about
team
it
is
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody is.
Greatly appreciate you. We're excited to have you in more sessions, Zooms. If we can get you out here live and in person, it'd be amazing. I think it'd be
Oh, we will.
awesome to have you join us again on another podcast episode when we got a little bit more roots and legs to
Yeah.
the platform and hear some more success stories, because it's the stories that really, the stories and the ideas are really what I think get people motivated and action oriented. And you're always going to have those early adopters, but when you get to share the story, you get to really help people understand how they can really benefit their business and the people they're trying to influence. So this has been really awesome. Really appreciate you. And also, you're our first Zoom, so
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me jump in here on Zoom with my pink chair in the background.
Oh, it's all
I
good.
love it.
It's all good. I'm
it.
only bummed out because normally we take pictures. Like earlier, I was trying to take a picture of the screen. I was just like, am I like, does anybody know what I'm doing here? Like, because
That's all
normally we
right.
huddle up. So
We can get chat to do that now.
okay, we can
Yeah.
get, we'll AI you into a photo.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. There we go.
But no, greatly appreciate
Yes.
you. And then last call out, what's the best way to get information about inHere outside of a sales executive from one of our title companies? What's the website again?
live.inhere.com.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Alicia.
again. Thank you, Alicia.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for joining
you so
us.
much.
All right,
a
you
good day.
guys, tune in for this one.
Yes.
Awesome.
See
Thank
ya.
you.